Let me ask you something. Have you ever been fully there for a girl? Like, genuinely available, consistent, kind, attentive? You texted back fast, you showed up, you were honest, you did everything the world told you a good man should do. And somehow, she still pulled away. She still got bored. She still ended up with the guy who honestly doesn't even treat her half as good as you would have. And you're sitting there going, what is wrong with me? I did everything right. Here's the thing, bro. You didn't do everything wrong, but you skipped something. Something deeper than being nice, deeper than being available, deeper than being consistent. You skipped the part that makes a woman actually respect you. And without respect, attraction doesn't survive. It doesn't matter how good looking you are. It doesn't matter how funny you are or how much you text back. If a woman doesn't respect you, she will never fully commit to you. She'll like you, sure. She might even enjoy your attention, but that deep pull, that I need to be around this man energy, that only comes from respect. So in this video, I'm breaking down 7 things that make women respect you instantly. Not tricks, not manipulation, just real grounded shifts in how you carry yourself. By the end of this, you're going to see exactly where you've been leaking respect without even knowing it. Let's get into it. Number 1, you have somewhere to be. Here's the truth. A man with no direction is invisible to a woman's deeper instincts. Not because women are shallow, but because a man with purpose radiates something. There's an energy to a guy who wakes up with something to move toward. You can feel it when he talks. You can feel it when he walks. He's not just existing, he's building. And women are biologically wired to notice that. Now, I'm not saying you need to be a millionaire. I'm not saying you need to have your whole life figured out. What I'm saying is this: have something you're working on. Have something that gets you up. Have something that you'd choose over a Netflix binge on a Tuesday night. It could be a business. It could be getting in shape. It could be learning a skill. It doesn't matter what it is. What matters is that you're moving. Because the man who's always free, always available, always waiting around for her to hit him up, that man doesn't feel like someone to build with. He feels like someone to pass time with. And women don't fall in love with someone to pass time with. They fall in love with someone who makes them want to be part of something bigger. So ask yourself right now, what are you building? If the answer is nothing, that's your first move. Not her, you. Number 2, you don't collapse under pressure. This one is underrated, and I promise you it's more powerful than any line you could ever say to a girl. Women test men, not because they're mean, not because they're manipulative, because it's instinctive. They want to know what you're made of. They want to see if you're going to fold. And here's how the test usually shows up. She goes cold for a day. She gives you a short reply when the conversation was flowing great yesterday. She says something a little challenging. She cancels last minute. She acts a little distant. And what do most guys do? They panic. They text, "Hey, you okay? Did I say something wrong? Are we good?" They chase the warmth. They try to fix the silence. And the moment they do that, she loses a little respect. Not because she's cruel, but because she just found out that her emotional state has complete control over yours. And that's not safe to a woman. That's not strong. That's a man who will break the moment real pressure hits. The guy she respects, he notices the shift. He doesn't ignore it, but he doesn't react to it either. He stays himself. He stays steady. He trusts his own value enough to not go chasing reassurance every time the energy dips. Bro, emotional steadiness is not coldness. It's not playing games. It's being the kind of man who doesn't need constant validation to know he's worth something. That's real strength. And she feels it immediately. Number 3, you say no without apologizing for it. Pay attention to this one because it sounds small and it is absolutely massive. Most guys say yes to everything because they're terrified that saying no will push her away, so they cancel their own plans for her. They agree with things they don't actually agree with. They drop what they're doing the second she calls, and they think that's being a good guy. What she actually feels is this. She feels like she's the most important thing in your world. And that sounds romantic, right? Except it's not. Because when you make her your whole world, you shrink yourself. You become predictable. You become available in a way that costs you nothing and therefore feels like it's worth nothing. The man she respects says no sometimes. Not aggressively, not rudely, just calmly, with certainty. Can you come over tonight? Nah, I've got something going on. I'm free Thursday though. Simple. Clean. No drama, no long explanation, no sorry, I just have this thing. Just a calm redirect. And here's what that does. It signals that your time has value. It signals that she is not automatically your first priority just because she exists. It signals that to be in your world, there's something worth showing up for her. She may not consciously understand why that response feels so much more attractive than instant availability, but she will feel it. and that feeling is respect. Number 4, you don't perform for her approval. All right, this one destroys attraction faster than almost anything else. And most guys don't even know they're doing it. You ever catch yourself telling a story and halfway through you realize you're exaggerating it just a little bit to sound cooler? Or you drop a joke and then immediately look at her face to see if she laughed? Or you share an opinion and then immediately soften it the second she looks uncertain? That's performance mode. And women smell it immediately. It doesn't feel confident. It feels like you're auditioning, and nobody falls for someone who's auditioning. Here's the shift. Stop trying to make her think highly of you, and start just being the person you already are. Say the real story, not the inflated version. Share the real opinion, even if she disagrees. Tell the honest answer, even if it's not impressive. Real beats impressive every single time, because when you perform, she's watching a show. When you're real, she's meeting a person, and you can only fall for a person. Here's what's wild. The guy who's willing to be a little boring, a little imperfect, a little ordinary, that guy is way more magnetic than the guy who's trying to be fascinating. Because ordinary people are safe. Ordinary people are real. Extraordinary performances are exhausting to be around long term. Be the real version of yourself and let her decide if she likes it. That's confidence, that's attractive. Number 5, you can sit in silence without it killing you. This one right here. This is the one most guys completely miss. We're almost at the end, and I need you to really hear this. Most men are terrified of silence. They think silence means she's bored. They think silence means they're losing her attention. So they talk. They fill every gap. They over-explain. They overshare. They crack jokes every 30 seconds just to keep the energy from dropping. And what they don't realize is that the silence itself isn't the problem. Their reaction to it is. When you can sit in a moment of quiet and not flinch, not scramble to fill it, not look nervous, she feels something shift. Because silence only becomes awkward when someone makes it awkward. If you can hold eye contact, give a slow half smile, and let the moment breathe, that comes off as deeply, deeply confident. It says, I'm not scared of this moment. I'm not scared of you. I'm not scared of what happens if I'm not entertaining you for 30 seconds straight. That's rare. Most guys talk to manage their anxiety. The grounded man talks when he has something to say. In the moments in between, he owns those too. Practice being comfortable with silence. Not distant, not cold, just present and calm. You will feel the energy shift in her immediately. Number 6, you hold your opinion even when she pushes back. Here's a scenario. You tell her you think something. She disagrees. She raises an eyebrow. She says, "Really? I don't know about that." What do most guys do? They cave. "Oh yeah, I don't know. I guess you could be right. It depends." Brother, she wasn't testing your opinion. She was testing your backbone. Women don't want a man who agrees with everything they say. That's not sweet. That's spineless. And deep down, women know the difference. Think about it from her perspective. If you change your opinion the second she looks skeptical, what does that mean for when actual pressure comes? What happens when life gets hard? What happens when she needs you to make a decision that matters? She starts to wonder if you'll hold that too, or if you'll fold. The man she respects says, "Nah, I still think I'm right on this one, but I hear you." With a calm smile. Not aggressive, not defensive, just grounded. He has a spine. He has a point of view. He doesn't need her to validate his thoughts for him to believe them. That's the man she wants to argue with over dinner for the next 20 years. Not the man who nods along like a mirror. Number 7, you make her feel seen without making her your obsession. This is the final one, and it's the most nuanced one, so stay with me. There's a difference between being attentive and being obsessed, and women feel that difference immediately even if they can't name it. When you ask about that thing she mentioned 2 weeks ago, when you remember her coffee order without making a big deal of it, when you notice she seems off and you just say quietly, "You good?" and give her space to answer honestly, that's attentiveness. That makes her feel seen. That's powerful. But here's where most guys go wrong. They use attention as a tool to earn her. Every kind thing they do comes loaded with a hidden need for her to reciprocate. Every compliment is fishing for one back. Every favor is building a debt she's supposed to repay with more affection. Women feel the difference between a man who genuinely sees them and a man who's trying to buy them with attention. One feels safe. The other feels like pressure. The man she respects makes her feel like she matters, not because he needs something back, but because he genuinely cares. He's interested without being obsessed. He's warm without being desperate. He notices her, but he's also completely fine in his own world. That balance, that's what makes her think about you at 11 o'clock at night when you haven't texted. That's what makes her bring you up to her friends without even meaning to. That's what makes her feel like you're different without being able to explain exactly why. Here's the thing. None of these 7 things are about techniques. They're not tricks. They're not lines. They're not manipulation. They're about becoming the kind of man that a high-value woman naturally gravitates toward. A man who has direction, who holds his ground under pressure, who says no without guilt, who doesn't perform, who's comfortable in silence, who has a backbone, who sees her without needing her. That's the man. Not perfect, not rich, not superhuman, just grounded, just real, just solid. That's what makes women respect you. And respect, bro, that's the foundation of everything else. Attraction is temporary without it. If you've been doing some of these things wrong, drop a comment below. I genuinely want to know which one hit you the hardest because I already know which one most guys mess up. And if you want to go deeper, the next video breaks down exactly how women test the men they're interested in and what the right response looks like every single time. Trust me, that one's going to be personal. I'll see you there.